What is up, everyone? Frank here. Welcome back to the channel. I am not gonna lie, I am super excited about this one. It finally came. I've been waiting for these for a while. I went for a run today, and I kind of knew or was hoping that the package would arrive by the time I would get back, but it wasn't when I came back, so I was super disappointed. No big deal. I went, took a shower, made a coffee, came upstairs, sat down to start editing on some other video I was working on, and somebody rings the door, and boom, the box is here. So I will be doing the unboxing with you guys. This is, should I tell you or should I just show you? I guess I'll just show you. I'll give you a little hint. This is the perfect season, or the perfect timing rather, for me to get these shoes. Nike. So that's your first hint. Now, being that we're getting into the cold season, I was looking for something that was waterproof, because even if there's just a few puddles, there's no snow yet. But on the colder days where you get maybe a little bit of snow, or when you have those puddles, or even when it's just a little muddy outside, I needed something that was waterproof. And Nike came out with the Nike, let's get this right, the Nike Pegasus Trail 2 GORE-TEX. So the GORE-TEX is really, they got me at GORE-TEX, because I've been wanting a pair of Nike GORE-TEX sneakers for the longest time. First of all, just to backtrack a little, I hate wearing boots. I just find them uncomfortable. Nothing against boots. I mean, there are very beautiful, super stylish boots out there. I just personally don't like them. I'm a sneaker guy, so for that reason, I need to wear sneakers. So what ends up happening is I always spray my shoes. I take very good care of them. So I'll spray them. As soon as I get home, I will clean them, store them. So I have a bit of a rotation going on so that they're always nice and clean. But basically, I wanted a pair of sneakers that I could wear in the winter without having to worry too much. I figured, hey, why not get a running shoe that also happens to be waterproof and can serve as my everyday sneaker for when I'm out and about. So here it is. This is the only colorway that I thought was cool, mostly because of the orange. I like when a color really sticks out. So to me, the orange really did it. So this is a size 9.5. And as you can see here, they have the GORE-TEX label, I guess, or labeling or name on the side. Sorry, I'm just discovering these as at the same time as you are. So you have the little GORE-TEX tag here that, what does it say? Guaranteed to keep you dry. GORE-TEX products. Can't wait to jump in a puddle. Gore Invisible Fit Technology. So I really like the pop that you get with the orange lacing. The tongue looks really comfortable. Now, they don't feel particularly heavy. I like this little pull tab here. I read somewhere and somebody commented online that these were really hard to put your finger on. I mean, unless you have huge fingers, I don't really see that being a problem. But hey, I'll try them on. I'll give you a little on feet what they look like. And obviously, I'll take them out for a run. My dog's barking right now because he wants to go outside. So anyways,
the shoe that I'm reviewing today was purchased on Nike's website and retails for $210 Canadian. I decided to go with the Mystic Dates Astronomy colorway, which is basically blue, black, and laser orange, and it is also offered in 3 other colorways.
all right, so let's jump straight into the specs for this shoe. This shoe offers a 10mm heel-to-toe drop, a 31mm heel stack height, and it comes in a neutral pronation. Now, for those of you who are not familiar with Nike Pegasus, their Pegasus line is pretty much a staple when it comes to Nike's running shoes. So it only made sense that they later released a trail version, and then eventually a trail version that also happens to be waterproof, thanks to their collaboration with GORE-TEX. For those of you who are not familiar with GORE-TEX, it's essentially a technology that allows you to waterproof the shoe while still allowing breathability. GORE-TEX is used in other items like winter jackets or winter gloves, anything basically that needs to be waterproof and still allow breathability. This is not the first collaboration between Nike and GORE-TEX. They have released a few winter jackets and they have the GORE-TEX present on some of their other shoes. But the one I was interested in the most right now was the running shoe, because being that I normally use something like a Pegasus or an Ultra Boost, you always have those little splashing patterns that eventually seep through the shoe, and by the end of your run, your socks are completely soaked. So I really wanted to get a feel for what the GORE-TEX would do and feel like during a run to see if it would keep me dry.
Now, if we have a closer look at the shoe, starting with the upper, you get an obviously waterproof surface that is still very soft and flexible. In the back of the shoe, I like this soft material gaiter that is designed to keep out the debris or the mud from creeping into your shoe. The tongue is very comfortable and plush, and it also includes this reflective detailing that can also be found on the side of the shoe here in the back. And this is a great safety feature to have, especially for those evening runs when it gets dark outside. This pull tab on the back is not the most functional in my opinion, but it does blend in perfectly well with the overall design and continuity of the shoe. Now moving into the midsole, the Pegasus Trail 2 GORE-TEX features Nike's React foam. This shoe doesn't feature any type of air zoom unit or any plate of any sort. And you have the branding right here. And lastly, the outsole has this very rugged and aggressive design. According to Nike, it provides improved traction in harsh conditions thanks to its enhanced heel and toe threads. In other words, according to Nike, this shoe means there are no more excuses not to go for a run. With this product being a Nike GORE-TEX collaboration, I just had to test how waterproof this item really was. And so I went ahead and did something that I would never do for absolutely no reason, which is to simply run my shoe under the water. And as you can see, the water is just coming right off the shoe. It's almost bouncing off the shoe. And you can see it sort of just stays on the surface. If you get a closer look, the water is just sitting on the shoe. And for the purpose of this test, I put my hand inside the shoe and it's completely dry. I mean, there's just no water that was able to get in whatsoever. So there you have it. GORE-TEX waterproofing really works. So before testing them outside and getting them all dirty, and also because I know some of you will simply want to rock these as your regular everyday sneakers, here's what they look like on feet. So after looking at all the specs and running it under the water, trying them on, see what they look like, the only thing left for me to do was to take them out for a run and see how they performed outside.
Let's do this. So, I've now had a chance to get a couple of runs in with this shoe. I would say maybe about 15 kilometers. And I was lucky enough to have different weather conditions. Lucky. We had snow, we had rain, we had some of that good slush. So I really got a chance to really test how waterproof these shoes were, and no sweat. I mean, the shoe held up perfectly, which is kind of what I expected anyways. But yeah, if you're concerned about water getting into your shoe, that's not a problem. Now, in terms of the actual ride or the comfort of the shoe, my impression is, I guess, the combination of the stack height, the heel to toe drop, in combination with the React foam, makes for a very comfortable run. I was expecting it to be or feel a bit clunkier and not as comfortable, but right off the bat, my first few strides, it's very, very bouncy, and you can feel the React working. Now, mind you, they're brand new, so the React foam is still performing very well. I was coming off a few miles in my Ultra Boost, so maybe the sponginess wasn't there anymore, so that big difference was felt, at least on my end. But overall, a very comfortable ride. Now, they do feel clunkier when we're running on the road, because obviously being a trail shoe, it is meant to be used on trail. So as soon as I transitioned into grass, I could really feel a much more comfortable and smoother ride. So overall, I mean, it's a great running shoe. So yeah, definitely happy with the purchase.